Hi there, today I'm going to show you how to make two different monochromatic floral arrangements. Now the interesting thing about flower arrangements is you can use the exact same flowers but in different containers for a different look. You can use something really fancy like this big Swan Planter or this mercury glass silver urn. You can use something as simple as a dollar store tray if you don't want the container to be the focal point. I have all kinds of farmhouse style arrangements. This one, or containers, this one came with a liner in it so you can put your floral foam or some chicken wire right in there to arrange in, or something rustic like this blue and white aged bowl. So let's get started. I'm going to start with a pink arrangement, all in shades of pink, in this beautiful Swan Planter, and I have taken a green plastic liner and put it down in the bottom. Anytime you're arranging in something that you're not sure if it's waterproof, you want to make sure you have a waterproof liner. And for this one, I am going to put a piece of floral foam down inside here, which this is a little bit of a challenge to get it down inside this swan. I couldn't fit the entire piece of floral foam down in there, so I just cut it into two pieces. And I'm going to fill my plastic liner with the floral foam. I have pressed those down into the liner, and now I'll add some water in there. Then, after I have my water added, I'm going to go ahead and start with my flowers. I finally found some beautiful peonies. All of them are not quite open yet, but I have pink roses and pink peonies and some pink carnations. And I'm just going to fill this around the back of my swan. When you're doing something in a unique container like this, you don't need to have a pattern like you might in just a round arrangement. So this one, we just want to work with the container. And I do want to give this some height. I'm not really worried about this on my table. One of the things I often like to do is to take a really spectacular centerpiece that might be a little high for dining, and then as my guests come to the table, I can, after they've seen the centerpiece, I move it over to a sideboard so it can still be seen, but I use some smaller arrangements or food dishes if we're serving family style to fill up the space. I know peonies are really popular, and I finally was able to find some at Trader Joe's this year. I think they have them at my grocery store too. Part of the problem with peonies, often when you buy them locally, is that you see some are fully open and some are still buds. Don't worry about it, they're all beautiful. Okay, so there I have all my peonies that I want to put in this arrangement. This one has kind of a crooked stem. It's not going where I want it to. But there we go, just what I wanted to do. And now, before I start to add my roses, I want to go ahead and add some greenery. I just picked up some miscellaneous greens from Trader Joe's, and I just want you to know that you can also use greens from your yard, which I often do, but here in Central Florida, it has gotten to into the 90s now, so I don't want to be out in the yard cutting greenery. I'm just going to add enough greenery that I have covered any holes where you could see down into the floral foam. And so it didn't take very much at all, not even one whole bunch of the greens that I picked up at Trader Joe's. You can see how that looks there. And now I'm going to add my roses, and you can see they're just a little different shade of pink. And that's all it means by monochromatic, is all one color. And that means anything in the same color family. Aren't these beautiful? I love these garden kind of roses that they carry at Trader Joe's. And they usually have, at least my Trader Joe's usually has these in an array of different colors. Make sure you turn your arrangement around often to see that you're filling in on all sides of your arrangement. So now I'm going to add my miniature carnations. Now when I brought these flowers home, I took off all of the foliage that was going to be down in the water and cut everything at a nice angle with a sharp knife. That's really important. You can see we're starting to get all the blending of the pinks right there. And I'm just going to fill this in as much as I can with the miniature carnations to add that other layer of both texture and color. So here you have a beautiful striking container, and it's all filled with flowers in shades of pink. You've seen our pink monochromatic centerpiece, the Bridgerton-esque in the Swan. And now I'm going to show you something. If you don't have a fancy container, or you don't really want the container to be the focal point of your centerpiece, this is just a dollar store tray, okay? So I guess it's $1.25 now. You could fill this entire tray with floral foam, but it really isn't necessary. So I have cut one piece and added, no, I've used one whole piece and added one little bit to this. And I'm going to take my waterproof floral tape, because you don't want this moving around while you're trying to put arrangements or put flowers into it. And we're going to secure it that way, and then we're going to put two pieces across the other way. And this is just waterproof floral tape. And along with the floral tape, I will put links to any of the things that I've used in this post in the description below. So we've got our floral foam very secure. And we will fill this up with water, but I will do that after I get it placed on my table as a centerpiece. So let's go to town. And I think with this one, I'm going to start with some of my longer greenery. And I'm just going, you'll see how this can go way beyond what your container is. You can just extend it by using the stems of your flowers and your greens. I made that one a little shorter, so I'm going to put this one up here. You're going to start with two long pieces on the end, and then you're going to add two of the shorter pieces of greenery on the side. And then we want to hide a little bit more of the base, so I'm just going to take some small or shorter pieces and fill in between the pieces that I already have. And this is just a generic greenery that I picked up at Trader Joe's when I bought my flowers. And we're just gonna fill that in around the edge like I did, and then we're going to go up. You're just going to go up a little bit, and then you're going to go up and out at the corners with whatever you have left. But the general idea with your greenery is the same as going to be with your flowers. You want to keep going in between the ones that you have added already. So there we go. There's our base out of greenery. Now we can start to add our flowers. I have picked up a bunch of yellow chrysanthemums, and those are going to be my base flower. I want to save some of my others to use for my showier flowers. And I'm just going to go around the edges and add these all around the edge. So you can see I've gone all the way around the edge with my blooms, and then just like we did with the greenery, you're going to go up a little and in between. See how that is up and in between. And we're going to do that all the way around our arrangement. Okay, now what I've done is I have gone up and between, and then I'm just going to finish off with the rest of them. My tallest chrysanthemum bloom I want to put up here in the top. Oh, that wasn't my tallest. Here's my tallest chrysanthemum, and then I'm going to put this like in between it. So yes, if you think about the pattern and just keep going up and between, and look, I'm going to add that one down there, so I'm going to break my rules. I'm a big believer that there are no rules, and I also always, in any kind of craft that you're doing, if you don't like how it looks, take it apart and start over again. There's nothing wrong with that. So we're just going to keep adding these yellow mums. And this was just one bunch of mums, so at my store that's like $4. Daisy mums, I have my yellow chrysanthemums in, and I want to fill in a little more with greenery and have this fluffier greenery, and I'm going to go ahead and start to just fill in some of this space so that when I get to my feature flowers, they can just be on the outside. Centerpiece is all done. You can see what a nice shape it has when you add your flowers in at an angle a little higher each time. And then I have filled in with all this green fluffy greenery. I don't know what it is. I buy it at Trader Joe's. And next thing we're going to add is we're going to add these nice soft yellow carnations. My chamomile looks like it's drooping. We may end up not using that. So again, this was one bunch that I bought, 3, 4, 5, 6, it's 9 yellow carnations. So one bunch of the yellow chrysanthemums and 9 yellow carnations. This would actually be a lovely centerpiece for a golden wedding anniversary. You could add some metallic gold ribbon if you wanted, but if you're going kind of a yellowy theme, this would be really pretty. Eight yellow carnations. These things happen. Yep, I broke that one off. I was so shocked I threw my knife on the floor. And you see I'm not doing the pattern now because now I have my shape. And once you have your shape, it's really easy to just add your flowers throughout your arrangement. And I will show you what I did do in just a second. Now what I did with the carnations is I added one long one on each end. I added 4 here towards the top, and 1 on each side. So there still was a pattern to that. Now I have some beautiful sunny yellow Gerber daisies. And I'm going to leave these plastic guides on them that keep them upright. And I have a trick when I am arranging with Gerber daisies in floral foam. They don't love being filled up with floral foam, so what I do, I may change my mind on that, that's coming off, is I push it into the floral foam and then I pull it out just a little bit. So it has a little bit of like an air pocket in there. And they just seem to do better that way. So I'm going to add those on either side of my long carnations at the end. I'm going to go a little further over to the side there with that one. And then I'm going to add 2 towards the top. What I picked up at Trader Joe's was 1 bunch of chrysanthemums, 1 bunch of yellow carnations, 2 bunches of this fluffy greenery, and 1 of the longer one, and 1 bunch of the Gerber daisies, and then 1 bunch of these small garden yellow roses. And these come as a cluster. You're not going to use these individually, except maybe 1 on each in each cluster. And again, I'm just going to take these around and fill in our arrangement. And these add a really elegant look to our centerpiece. There you have it, a beautiful monochromatic, all shades of yellow, oblong centerpiece, and you have spent nearly nothing on the container because the container isn't going to show. When we set it on our table, I'm going to very carefully add water to it, and you can have this probably for a week. So there you go. Here you have 2 totally different styles of centerpieces, both monochromatic. You could make this one in pinks, you could make it in whites, you can make it in any color, but I've shown you the basics on how to do it. And here you have an elegant container that we have a lovely pink centerpiece in. So I hope you like these ideas. If you have any questions, put them in the comments. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I will put all the links to anything that I've used in the description below. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time right here.